Imagine turning down a role that could have made you hundreds of millions of dollars and cemented your legacy forever. Well, these actors did exactly that. From billion-dollar franchises to career-defining performances, these are the top 10 actors who said no to iconic roles and lived to regret it. Number 1 will absolutely blow your mind. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Entertainment Index. If you're new here, we dive deep into Hollywood's biggest secrets, scandals, and what-ifs. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like if you enjoy this video. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Let's get into it. Number 10. Matthew Broderick as Walter White. Coming in at number 10, we have Matthew Broderick turning down the role of Walter White in Breaking Bad. Yes, you heard that right. Before Bryan Cranston became the legendary meth-cooking chemistry teacher we all know and love, the role was offered to Ferris Bueller himself. Broderick passed on the role because he didn't want to commit to a long-term TV series. He was focused on theater and film work at the time. Big mistake. Breaking Bad became one of the greatest TV shows of all time, and Bryan Cranston won 4 Emmy Awards for the role. Broderick later admitted he regretted the decision, saying he didn't realize how groundbreaking the show would become. Imagine Ferris Bueller saying, "I am the one who knocks." Wild, right? Number 9. Will Smith as Neo. At number 9, we have one of the most famous rejections in Hollywood history. Will Smith turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix. Instead, he chose to star in Wild Wild West. Yeah, let that sink in. Smith was at the peak of his career in the late 90s, and when the Wachowskis pitched The Matrix to him, he didn't understand the concept. He later said the way they explained it with virtual cameras and bullet time just went over his head. So he passed, and Keanu Reeves stepped in to create one of the most iconic characters in sci-fi history. The Matrix became a cultural phenomenon and launched a massive franchise. Wild Wild West. It bombed hard. Smith has openly talked about this decision multiple times, even joking that he's not bitter because Keanu was perfect for the role. But you know, deep down, that one stings. Number 8. Sean Connery as Gandalf. Number 8 is a legendary miss. Sean Connery was offered the role of Gandalf in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And not only did he turn it down, but he also reportedly turned down a deal that would have earned him hundreds of millions of dollars. Connery admitted he didn't understand the script, so he passed. Peter Jackson went with Ian McKellen instead, and the rest is history. McKellen's Gandalf became iconic, and the trilogy won a combined 17 Academy Awards. Here's the kicker. After Lord of the Rings became a massive success, Connery felt burned. So when he was offered a role in another fantasy franchise, he said yes without fully understanding it. That movie, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, it was a critical and commercial disaster, and Connery retired from acting shortly after. Talk about irony. Number 7. Al Pacino as Han Solo. At number 7, Al Pacino could have been the swashbuckling smuggler we all love. Yes, Al Pacino was offered the role of Han Solo in Star Wars before Harrison Ford ever touched the Millennium Falcon. Pacino turned it down because, like Sean Connery with Lord of the Rings, he didn't understand the script. He said it felt too far-fetched and weird for him at the time. Remember, this was the 70s, and sci-fi wasn't the massive genre it is today. Harrison Ford took the role and became a global superstar. Han Solo is one of the most beloved characters in film history, and the Star Wars franchise is worth billions. Pacino later said he was glad he didn't do it because he didn't think he would have been right for the part. But still, imagine the Godfather actor in a galaxy far, far away. Number 6. Michelle Pfeiffer as Clarice Starling. Number 6 takes us to one of the most chilling films ever made. Michelle Pfeiffer was the first choice to play Clarice Starling in The Silence of the Lambs, but she turned it down because the script was too dark and disturbing for her. The role went to Jodie Foster, who absolutely crushed it. Foster won the Academy Award for Best Actress, and the film won Best Picture. It's one of only 3 films to ever win the Big Five at the Oscars. Pfeiffer later admitted she regretted the decision, saying she was scared of the material at the time. It's understandable. The movie is intense, but this was a career-defining role that slipped through her fingers. Number 5. Tom Cruise as Edward Scissorhands. At number 5, Tom Cruise almost played one of the most unique and heartbreaking characters in cinema. Director Tim Burton originally wanted Cruise to play Edward Scissorhands, but Cruise turned it down. The reason? Cruise wanted Edward to be able to get the girl in the end and have a happy ending. But Burton's vision was a tragic love story, and he wasn't willing to change it. So Cruise walked, and Johnny Depp stepped in. This role launched Depp into superstardom and became one of his most iconic performances. Edward Scissorhands is a cult classic, and it's hard to imagine anyone else in that role. Cruise went on to make Days of Thunder instead, which was fine, but it's not exactly Edward Scissorhands. Number 4. Molly Ringwald as Vivian. Number 4 might surprise you. Molly Ringwald, the queen of 80s teen movies, was offered the lead role of Vivian in Pretty Woman. She turned it down because she didn't like the script and thought it was too risky. The role went to Julia Roberts, and it skyrocketed her to A-list fame. Roberts earned an Oscar nomination, and Pretty Woman became one of the highest-grossing romantic comedies of all time. Ringwald later said she doesn't regret it too much because she doesn't think she would have been right for the role. But let's be real, turning down Pretty Woman is a tough pill to swallow. That role defined an entire generation of rom-coms. Number 3. John Travolta as Forrest Gump. Coming in at number 3, John Travolta passed on playing Forrest Gump. Yes, before Tom Hanks ran across America and sat on that bench with a box of chocolates, the role was offered to Travolta. Travolta turned it down to star in Pulp Fiction instead. Now, Pulp Fiction is an incredible film, and it revitalized Travolta's career, so this isn't a total loss. But here's the thing. Tom Hanks won the Academy Award for Best Actor for Forrest Gump. The movie won 6 Oscars, including Best Picture, and became one of the most beloved films of all time. Travolta himself admitted he regrets passing on it. He said he's made some bad decisions in his career, and this was one of them. Imagine Travolta delivering the life is like a box of chocolates line. It's just not the same. Number 2. Emily Blunt as Black Widow. At number 2, Emily Blunt almost became a superhero. She was originally cast as Black Widow in Iron Man 2 and was set to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But she had to drop out due to a scheduling conflict with Gulliver's Travels. Scarlett Johansson took over the role, and the rest is history. Black Widow became one of the most iconic characters in the MCU, appearing in multiple billion-dollar films. Johansson became synonymous with the character for over a decade. Blunt has said she's not bitter about it, and that things worked out the way they were supposed to. But Gulliver's Travels was a box office bomb, and she missed out on being part of the biggest film franchise in history. That's got to sting at least a little. Number 1. Leonardo DiCaprio as Anakin Skywalker. And finally, number 1. This is the big one. Leonardo DiCaprio was offered the role of Anakin Skywalker in the Star Wars prequels. George Lucas personally wanted him for the part, but DiCaprio turned it down. DiCaprio said he wasn't ready to take on such a massive franchise role at that point in his career. He had just come off Titanic and wanted to focus on more dramatic, character-driven films. So he passed, and Hayden Christensen got the role. Now, the prequels are divisive, and Christensen's performance has been heavily criticized over the years. But here's the thing. Star Wars is Star Wars. It's one of the biggest franchises in the world, and being the face of Anakin Skywalker's fall to the dark side would have been massive. DiCaprio has had an incredible career, winning an Oscar and starring in legendary films. But imagine him in a Star Wars film. That's an alternate universe we'll never get to see. And there you have it. 10 actors who turned down roles that became legendary. Some of them bounced back. Others probably still think about what could have been. Which one shocked you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe for more Hollywood deep dives, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.